Be on straight away, all right?
Yes, Sam. Good to see you, mate.
Yeah, you too, mate. You too. Sorry about that. Absolute fuck around this morning. I thought like it'd be about an hour, but it ended up taking 3 hours near enough.
Nah, it's
So,
all right. It's all good.
right, okay. So, how have you been doing? All right?
Yeah, mate, yeah. Get it on. Plodding on, mate. Wow.
Well, I'll say before we start properly, cheers for agreeing to it, because I know, I know everyone's busy, so take a bit of time. I appreciate it.
Nah, it's good, mate. I mean, I've been following. I've watched them all. Just been good to be part of it. Obviously, speak to yourself. I've not spoken to you in years, and obviously share some of my story, whatnot, and then obviously get in touch with the lads again. So,
Yeah, yeah. Fingers crossed. Anyway, I've been in touch with a few people, and we've been on about trying to get everyone together from back in the day. In
yeah.
the next year or so. So maybe we'll get something done. Hopefully, anyway.
Nah.
Anyway, so what I've started to do with these new recordings is do like a little intro of the person who I'm obviously talking with. So don't blush or anything, but based on some of the stuff you've been telling me, I just put a little intro together. So I'll just read that out and then we'll get into things. All right, mate.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
Right. So today we're joined by a man who spent 9 years in the thick of things with the RF Regiment, from the brutal grind of basic training to the ranks of 51 Squadron. Tony Timmis, tongue twister, has seen the reality of modern conflict firsthand, serving through 3 tours of Afghanistan and 1 of Iraq. Correct me if I'm wrong in anything, mate. After a watershed moment following the 2012 tour of Afghan, his battle shifted from the sands of Helmand to a much more personal one. He moved from the front line to the classroom, teaching and serving as the training NCO, all while navigating mental health deterioration that was hidden behind the uniform. Tony eventually hit those 6 clicks of freedom to return home and be there for his little one. Today he's pulling back the curtain on the on and off fight with mental health, the reality of a 2-year cycle he battles with, where the creep eventually returns, and why he's choosing to speak out now and help the next veterans in line. So, Timo, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good intro.
Right, so yeah, obviously, like you said, you've seen a show and you kind of know the basics of it. So yeah, just a quick chat about yourself and your youth growing up.
Yeah, so as you know, the listeners may not, I'm from Stone. It's a little town outside of Stoke-on-Trent. Yeah, quiet. It's not in the city, it's not in the business of Stoke itself. My childhood it was quiet. I was quite a lad, to be honest, up until probably about 14 years old. And I think it's the same with everyone then. You don't really work too hard at school, which I didn't. I didn't work at all at school. I ended up leaving school early to work. Um, yeah. I had 3 brothers as well. I come from a family of 4 kids, mum, dad, council estate. And it was a fairly decent childhood, to be honest. Never went without. There was obviously problems with family at times, and obviously being with four lads, there was always a bit of a fighting between them. Obviously, you've got relations yourself, haven't you? And yeah, like I said, I didn't really do great from school. I think I got 3 GCSEs, which was a bit, I didn't really need it because I knew I'd basically left for work anyway. I had a job, so that wasn't too, as in like bothering. That kind of come into play when I was at the AFCO. I obviously had to redo stuff later on in life to get the promotions further on.
So what was that then? What kind of job was that at that point?
Me,
did you have any kind of inkling on going into the Air Force at that point, or was it just
I
play it
did.
by ear kind of scenario?
I did because, funnily enough, I mean, no one really knew this. I kept it to my chest. I was an air cadet, and I did it for about 3 years, 3.5 years. I think I did. Maybe a bit longer, to be honest. Yeah. So when I joined up and I saw, anyone was a cadet, put your hand up and stuff, and I kind of kept it down. I was like, no, not doing that, not yet. And I've seen some people, obviously, and then they get all eyes on them, and the pressure's on them. And also, what do you know? And then they're expected kind of know a bit, but if they don't, they can get it as well, don't they? They're like, well, we're not listening to that. And, there's a bit of banter in it between everyone. So I kept that to myself, really. Up until it was pretty much my last day up at Lawson. And one of the lads, I don't know how he found it. There was a picture of me from, I must have been 15, 16 on a parade. And I think I'd received like my tapes or something like that. And yeah, he put that up on Facebook. And it was just like, whereas I'd not even seen that picture. So I don't know how he's found it. And it was like my last day. And I've
Done some digging.
kind of got off track there. But I did kind of know.
It's a weird thing, though, isn't it? It's a weird thing that. Sorry to interrupt, boys. It is because, like, I've spoke to a few people, and a lot of people do keep that to themselves for some reason. It's a weird one. I don't. Do you think that kind of helped you in any kind of way, or
what, keeping it to myself, or actually?
No, as in like actually doing it, actually, being part of it.
It kind of gave me an insight of stuff. Obviously, when I did go, it was more the RAF side. It wasn't so much the regiment side. Even though I knew I wanted to join the regiment, we rarely did any stuff like that. And it did help. I mean, I got to fire some weapon systems and stuff like that beforehand. The basic, obviously, the ranking system, everything like that. Learning about the core values of the RAF and all that stuff. So it did help, yeah. With you mentioned your shoes on basic, you couldn't shine them and stuff like that. I was one of them that could, and that was because of cadets, right? So it helped with that all the way through that, because I could do them quick time as well, which is a bonus.
I should have given you a shout, because I'd have given you 20 quid for that as well.
I think I did a few people's on basic. I did, but yeah.
Yeah, sorry, going off track there. So yeah, what led you to it? And obviously you had that basis of the cadets. But at what point did you go from having your job to deciding, I'm going to go for it?
Well, I didn't want to join straight from school. As you spoke to the last one, was Tom Bird, you were speaking about joining up and kind of having a life before joining up. I did that, so my parents weren't too keen on that. I mean, I was working, like doing manual labour for like Severn Trent Water and stuff like that, working on the road. I wanted to kind of live a bit. I could see kind of when I wanted to join up, it would be about 19 or 20 years old. So I was going through the process of getting in. Obviously, I had issues with my weight. I don't know if you remember, early doors, I was pencil thin, pretty much.
Yeah.
So I actually struggled with obviously getting in with the medical side of all that stuff. By the time I had gone through it all and then got my PGAC, I was ended the last couple of months of like my 19th year. I was coming up to 20, because once I'd done my PGAC, it was a fast turnaround. I was like pretty much straight in. But I mean, I knew from an early age I kind of wanted to do some kind of soldiering, something like that. It was just the time I wanted to go in kind of changed as I kind of left school and stuff like that.
Why
I
the
spoke
regiment
to
then? Why not any other branch?
it's because I was at the cadets. I did look at the paras. But with my weight and everything like that, they were like, no. And then obviously said the capability in the rough edge and whatnot. So I'd had a sit down and a chat with. There was when you're at the cadets, you get to go away for a week or 2 weeks somewhere, and we ended up at Holton for I think it was 10 days or something. And I got chatting to the regiment out there. We were on like an exercise thing. And I got chatting to the regiment there, and they kind of give me a heads up basically. You know, I went to the career office, asked about certain things, and then that was it really. I went,
Yeah.
you know, obviously did my test, passed all that. But like I said, it was a medical that kind of held me back a little bit. But once it was reached, I was in. I was in fast time, like within 6 weeks, I think, or something like that. It's crazy.
I mean, I always remember you being like skinny. I never knew that was like a setback in terms of even being accepted, though.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've got all my medical records and stuff like that, so I get to see. Obviously, you get your daily medical, don't you? You see your weight and all that stuff, don't you? And when I first joined up, it was 52 kilos, and that, yeah,
Bloody hell.
that even when I boxed, I didn't go down that low. And so it's scary. I couldn't put it on. I couldn't. It's not that I couldn't do anything. You know, I was a fit lad. I was
Yeah.
working. It was a physical job. Um, just looked like a pencil. But yeah, it took me ages. And this doctor, he was being as nice as he could, basically. Like, look, the job's an arduous role. You're not going to do it. I was like, well, the job that I'm doing at the minute is, I know it's not to them extremes, but I'll be able to do it. And then he goes, we'll put you on your PGAC. Did the PGAC, come back absolutely hanging. Hanging. I was like, oh no, what have I let myself in for? But yeah, once I got it, 'cause I got a level 5 on there. It changed during the interview. It went up a level because I think of how I was. And yeah, joined LL in the January. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah,
So how
crazy.
were those early days then? When you did join up, was it obviously like you say you did the air cadets, so you kind of had an inkling on the environment somewhat, but how did you
Yeah,
manage that? How did you manage that transition at your age as well? Because you were a little bit older, similar to me.
yeah.
How did you
Um,
find it?
I mean, there weren't much sleep. I think everyone goes through that,
Yeah.
don't they? The first couple of nights, none at all, for the ironing and things like that. I thought I had it on. I thought I had the ironing sorted. You know, I could iron. I had been. Got there and first inspection, it's just everything goes out.
Tipped.
It's picking up creases that I can't even kind of see. I'm like, right, yay, and then it snowballs, doesn't it? But once they pick
Yeah.
on something, it snowballs. I mean, the GSK and the lessons and stuff, and I didn't really struggle because I knew the ranking system and all that stuff. And like you said, I was just focusing on other people falling asleep, and I was sketching. I don't know if you remember, I used to sketch do caricatures of people, didn't I? So
Yeah,
I was just,
I sat next to you quite a few times. I remember
yeah,
some of the weird shit we did.
yeah. But
But yeah, you had to, didn't you? 'Cause it was you had to kind of distract yourself because a lot of the
yeah,
time your mind was just
Yeah.
elsewhere, and you couldn't really focus on what you're being taught. As simple as it was, like it was just.
Sorry, mate. Sorry.
That's all right, mate. It's all right.
No.
Yeah, like I say, it was just a bit of a struggle to maintain focus in them lessons more than anything.
Yeah, it was. And the thing is, if you get the giggles laughing at someone, that was it. That was another thing you kind of couldn't stop either, because like everyone would pick on and like, over there, and that would be it. Then
Yeah.
they,
What about the physical side then? Did anything of that shock you? Because, like say, you get to a level, don't you, for your PGAC, and you
yeah,
can meet that level, but then you had the quick turnaround, but there's still
yeah.
a level in intensity that goes up, doesn't it, in basics?
I mean, I never really struggled with like tabbing or running really, but I think how extreme it went from it wasn't really just a run. It's not just a tab. You're obviously getting everybody through it, aren't you? So you're back to the rear marker, or you're doing press ups or something, whilst you're waiting for them to come or whatnot. I think that the intensity of how it was, I think that was a bit of a shock. And obviously when you get on exercise as well, that's another beast, and it's a different level of beast in that, and they kind of they can they can beast you 24/7, can't they? Basically,
Yeah.
So it wasn't that bad. I wouldn't say I was at my fittest or anything like that. That come when I got recourse, when I went on capitals, I kind of went up another level then. But like the first, I mean, I got recourse just before Family's Day, so that's 8 weeks, isn't it? 8, 9 weeks on
Yeah.
basic.
I think it's 9,
I
isn't
got
it? Or it might have changed, yeah. But
yeah,
it's
it
quite
was
a way into it, though, isn't it?
yeah. So by that point, you're kind of getting amongst it, aren't you? You kind of all your fitness test runs and all that stuff. You get in there. So it wasn't that hard really until, well, no, no, it wasn't that bad, because I know even when I went on to casino, when I come back, I was only there for a couple of weeks, and I went to like day one again. I chose to do day one.
Mm.
But I remember, do you remember when you got your first kit issue
Yeah.
from
Trying to
that
carry it
time?
or drag it all to the block.
You've got like a burger, your sausage bag, your black bag, your 6 different bags. So you're trying to shove everything in, aren't you? Just think, right, what's going to be the best way to carry it? And you think, right, once or something. So you're trying to help other people. You're like, right, put that away. And then they get you on parade, don't they? Marching back to either the block or 159, wherever it was you going for a lesson. And you just hear bits of kit falling around you, don't you? And then you see it going over your shoulders. It's like, just getting volleyed from the MPs. It's like, oh no, please don't be mine. Please don't be mine. Like, you're stopping. Yeah.
The chore in itself, that one, it was looking, yeah, they should pass and fail you on that itself.
That was a beast. That was like insane, like all your kit just there, go, go, like, funny,
Mad,
but
mad.
yeah,
Yeah, you talked about being recoursed.
yeah,
What was the reason for that, and how did it affect you? Because I know a lot of people get to the point where it's kind of too much and they just want out at that point. Like you were
yeah,
quite a few weeks into it, so how did that
yeah.
affect you?
Well, I think it was a mixture of things, to be honest. Um, One, I picked up a few bits of paperwork for like my admin and attitude and stuff like that through the course, and we were out in the field. You do your first field exercise, and you get told you're not allowed out on the piss, don't you? You can find camp, you've got to turn your kit around and do all that stuff, and you've got a big inspection on the Monday. Basics, I think. People went out, didn't they? People went out on the piss anyway. I was one of them. And I'm in, what was the club called? Extreme or something like that? Was it Extreme?
I think it was, yeah, I think so.
Go into the, you're not meant to be out, but you'll go in the most obvious place, have a drink, get pissed. Anyway, I'm having a pint. Just look over the bar and I just see one of the NCOs. Right. Committed, I just finish my pint, naked. Turn around and then, you let on that there's something about. We're probably all going to get feasted in the morning or something. I don't know what the general consensus of everyone was, but I just got more drunk, basically. Got usual Saturday night in Bury State Evans, and then went back. Did all my kit. Nothing had happened. I was like, right, they're going to save it for the Monday. I'm going to shoot out. Sure enough, inspection on the Monday. And I was hearing my name from the corridor. They hadn't even come into the building. Green for me, like, so I go out, march up, and just a conversation. That's what do you do at the weekend? And I was like, I think you know what I was doing, caught up. You out on the piss. I'm like, yeah, out on the piss. Who else was with you? And I knew who was there. You'd have clocked everyone. It's not hard when you've got your shaved hair. And,
yeah, stand out, don't you?
And I didn't say anything. It was just me. On the piss. Yeah. Did. They knew, so I was lying to them. So that's another thing I think why I got recourse. I did. But it was just before Family Day. I think that's what got me. I mean, I wasn't speaking to my family at the time. I was speaking to my brothers, but I wasn't really speaking to my parents. I fell out with them about certain things, joining up and whatnot. So I was literally just not bothered about that day. It was just the fact that a milestone in your training, isn't it?
Exactly.
And it was just before, and it broke me. Like, I think that was the breaking point for me, where I kind of, I don't know, that's how I think about what I wanted to do for quite a while. And when I went into the casino office to meet the NCOs and the boss and whatnot, they're like, "What do you want to do?" And I was truthful. I was like, "I don't know, but I don't want to answer now." And they were dead chill. They were really good. They explained to me what could happen, any kind of like training that I needed to go further on. And I think it was like 2-3 weeks I was there, and they just said, "Do you want to go back to where you come off, or do you want to go day one?" And I was like, "Day one. I want to get to know everyone the same. I don't want to join halfway through." And it makes sense. It makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I can pick up
Definitely.
on stuff and not been too good at. Picked it up again, got better, been able to help other people, and then obviously with the group of people that you're with, you're there from the beginning as well, aren't you? You're not joining 10 weeks down the line or whatnot.
No, you're part of the group, aren't you? You are part of the group.
Yeah. So it did hit me hard, and I almost didn't carry on, just for the fact I wasn't really chatting to my family or anything. And the time you do get to chat home and stuff like that, it's with my little brothers or a couple of my mates. And I don't know, I did feel a bit lonely. And then I had a weekend. It was pretty much a weekend on camp. I didn't go out. I didn't do anything because at the time I was allowed to. I had a sink, and And that was it then. I think once I got onto Capital, started, I think, because obviously how busy it is, and you ain't got time to really think about stuff. And I'm glad I kind of carried it on. Because it was close to even not happening, to be honest. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
It's weird.
it's a big test, isn't it? It's a big test of character, that, because, like you say, I mean, I wasn't as far into it as you, but it was a reset for me, and I needed that. Just a bit of,
Yeah.
a bit of more understanding from my own perspective. But I suppose when you're further in, it's even more of a setback. And yeah, I mean, I think it is a big test of character, and it's credit to you to, sticking at it, isn't it, really, for anyone?
It is, because, I mean, if I'd have just spat my dummy out and I'm going, didn't have a thing. So it's one of them where I knew I wanted to be a soldier, but I didn't want to fail. I didn't want to, I didn't want to walk away from it. I think if there was a reason as to why I couldn't do it and it was out of my hands, and yeah, I'd taken that. But I think walking away and not doing it, kind of, I'd have given up too easy, considering I wanted to do it from when I was younger. So I am glad.
Do you ever look back and get frustrated and think, why the fuck did I go out? It's the ignorance of youth, isn't it? Like, you just do it, you have fun, you think about it later, don't you?
No, because I kind of, I don't remember the night out, but I do remember what it was like, kind of, once we'd been seen. It was like,
Too late at that
carry
point,
on.
isn't it?
And that's when it just takes a little something on a night out, and it just is crazy. And that's kind of what it was.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I mean,
it happens, doesn't it? It happens. Like I say, it's the ignorance of youth, isn't it?
to be honest, maybe like you, where I got put back, it kind of reset me. It kind of made me realise that you can have your fun and stuff, but you still are on basic training. You can't expect to take the piss and then nothing happens, kind of thing. So
Yeah.
it's one of
Yeah, I mean, you felt the consequences, didn't you? So, the hard way, found out the hard way. So yeah, I mean, going into it, like you say, you moved on to Capital's flight and joined the new group, the new intake. Like you say, you started on day one, so the integration was pretty much seamless, wasn't it? You're part of the group, you're part of the day to day. How did you get on from that point? Obviously, having to redo everything. Did you find that monotonous, or you just get on with it, head down, crack on?
No, I mean, you probably know when you do, you've got your kit all sorted, you've got your lockers and all that. You can literally transfer them across, can't you? So until you iron them again, pretty much just going to stay there, aren't they?
Yeah.
And through all like the fears, I think it was up to Families Day, to be honest. I didn't really get looked at, if that makes sense. I didn't really get gone in at, I'd already had that, and they kind of just left me alone. Because I'd had extra kind of lessons on casino, as a casino in here, casino for all the admin things. I kind of went to town on that, and once it was done, it was kind of easy enough. I could go around and I could help people, because I did, and you get everyone up to standard, don't you? Especially people that are struggling, people that you want everyone to go as far as they can, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the lessons themselves, they were easy enough. And the weapons as well. I mean, it was all good. It was, and then it come to CBRN. I think NBC. I think that was. I think I failed the written test on that twice or something stupid like that. You get 3 chances, don't you?
Yeah.
And I finally passed that because nerves and second guessing yourself and all that stuff. Because I know I'd probably put the correct answer down on that, but then second guess myself and put something else, and then that's what made me go wrong. So, but that was all good. It was just basically my fitness had gone through the roof at this point. I started to really enjoy it as well. It wasn't one of the ones where I'd ever worry about getting crashed or anything like that. I know I'm not getting crashed now. I'm kind of a fit lad.
Yeah, you'd already reached that level. That's it. And I mean, you do build yourself up to that point, don't you? And obviously, like you say, when you were recourse, you have that extra bit of time to just, smash the gym and that. And again, that kind of reset helped me because I don't know if you remember me saying, but the day before, basically, I came down for the first day. I went out on the fucking lash. So I'd gone from getting hammered in Blackpool one night to, being in a bloody block the next. It's fucking crazy. So it took me a little while to just kind of rebuild myself. But yeah, like I say, it benefited me that way. But yeah, moving on then into the later part of the course, was there anything that stood out for you or anything particularly difficult, or did all the training and extra time that you had kind of just make it a bit more simple?
Obviously, the sleep there, that's been mentioned. I think everyone. Obviously, you lose more. I remember being with in mine, and we were both talking to each other, but we weren't speaking to each other. We were speaking to like faces in the trench. Like I ended up speaking to one of the sergeants. What the fuck are you doing? And then I double guessed. I swear I was speaking to you. No, you speak to the fucking tree. That was difficult. That was on a load of different aspects of that, where it's the physical side of it. Obviously, it's just ridiculous. You're digging, then you're doing patrols, and you're doing everything else. And then obviously the mental side of it, because you don't know what's real. You don't know what's real. You're going on
I
these
genuinely
patrols.
I don't think people can ever really grasp just how mad a situation that is, where you're just seeing, where you just seeing things like that. Oh, that is
Yeah.
crazy.
But it was good.
I
I
remember one
mean,
time. Sorry, I remember one time. I was on guard for part of it, and you had these like passwords, didn't you? I couldn't remember for the life of me. You had to say like two letters or two words or whatever, and one of them was Romeo, but I couldn't remember the phonetic for it at all. Like, and I was running through my head. You had to call something out to get it back, and I was like, "Shit, what is it?" Like, fucking Romeo, like this, simple as that. But I was going, it's not Roger, it's not Roger. Like, in my head, it's fucking wild, just wild. But anyway, yeah, it's like I say, it's one of those things that very hard to explain to people who've never been in that like severe, have that amount of severe deprivation for it. Crazy,
it was
crazy.
it was an eye opener. So I think, wasn't it the same week we also did at the square? We going around on your knuckles and stuff like that.
Probably. I can't remember, but I know a lot of it all just seems to blend into one, doesn't it?
Yeah. I know we come back and everyone is just knackered. All they want to do is sleep. But you get the odd person, don't you, starts the kit so they can get the washing machines first or something like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's people everywhere, but I never forget trying to sleep after the sleep there, and I couldn't. And it just because of all the stuff that is in my knees and my knuckles, like all the thorns and whatnot. And I think I've gone too tired to even want to sleep. I don't know. It was horrible. It was. But then,
Yeah. Sitting in nettles for an hour at a time.
yeah, nah, it was never good order. But I think, I remember there was a lad on our little section. We were doing next February.
Yeah, yeah.
We were doing that. Um, in our little section, we got bugged out basically. And we're running. And obviously, you mentioned it on your PGAC, don't you? That people had dropped kit on your PGAC around when they've been bugged out. Well, we'd been bugged out. I think this was like I'll say it's like week 50. It's like far on in it into the course everywhere. And
it's quite far into it.
yeah, one of our lads, we'd gone running around this. We'd been bugged out, we kept on the section commander, and we stop probably the other side of this town thing. And just goes through like, oh yeah, shit, I forgot my webbing. So he's put everything on, obviously forgot his webbing. Like, what we're gonna do now? You've got to go back. He's running back, and then just imagine what are you doing? Where are you doing?
Like blind panic, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's panic for everyone. It's not just one person that's going to get it for that. Everyone will get it. Why didn't you look after this? Why didn't you do this? It's like, yeah.
That wasn't Rocky, was it?
It was, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a memory of him when we were doing bayonet training. Like, do you remember bayonet training? And you kind of have to get psyched up and all this kind of thing. I don't know. I was kind of like, I was kind of going to a point where I was just putting it on, like just to get through it. And they're going kill, and all, and you're stabbing these dummies and whatnot. And I remember, I think me and Rocky, we were like at the dummy next to each other. And we're both going kill. And we're just looking at each other, just like, what the fuck are we doing here? It's absolutely mad. But yeah, it was a weird one. That was a bad day as well, because we all thought we were going home straight after that, and then we ended up having to do a speed march.
Yeah. Yeah, we did it all loaded up, didn't we? We did all bayonet loaded up.
Yeah. That was a weird one. That really weird. Anyway, right. So, go on, mate. Sorry.
No, that's right. Right. Cool.
No, I was just going to move on a bit. Just after the point of passing out, obviously, very proud moment, isn't it? And it's one that sticks in the mind. So from there, you do feel gunners. It's an enjoyable course. Stands you in good stead, doesn't it? Getting on squadron.
Yeah.
How was all that period of transition from passing out to squadron?
Yeah. I think obviously when you pass out, you're proud, aren't you? You've got the mug guards who've been after them for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, and then you get them, and it is. And my family did come to that. It was a kind of, I've done it now. There's the invite. Come watch me. Said Thunderbird. But from that and field gunners, I absolutely love field gunners. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to join up, getting dirty, getting down the ranges and just firing all these weapon systems, and just the intensity was it was constant, wasn't it? It was do you remember when I was on one of the ranges and got stuck, in a hole under the road? Remember that?
You what? You got stuck? What?
So we're going down one of the ranges. I can't think what range it was. It was at Otterburn.
Oh, we were all over the place, weren't we?
Yeah. And we're live firing, and it was, you get a river going under a road or something like that. You got your little place that goes under where the water flows through. Anyway, we were doing a advanced combat. We're just like walking. I think we did a few miles, come in, and then we're getting ready to go into the range at a certain point. Obviously, make ready, make live, make ready, whatever. We're going. I've got the LNG. We're going through this tunnel, and because of the water build up, people in front of me had slowed down and stuff. It was just getting more and more. I'm trying to move through this tunnel with the LMG, with the 800 rounds, with everything else in the backpack, and it's just getting heavier and heavier and heavier. And then off I go. I get stuck anyway. Just a big stop. That's it. And the range has been stopped. They got to try and get me out. stripping down the LMG at the end because it's been on the water. This is before I've even started the race. I'm just like, oh,
Oh my
please.
God.
That was a horrible day. That was a horrible day. But yeah, I loved the field gunners. I loved it. I loved how they did treat you with a bit more respect because you're part of the regiment now. You weren't basic gunners. And I did. I enjoyed it. Obviously, when there was, I think there was only 2 people down off 51 on the field gunners. So I didn't really get much chance to chat to him, ask him things and that. But obviously, I chose 51. I wanted to go there. That was some of my kind of me joining up. I chose the furthest place away from home to go, and I'm glad I did because it's unreal place, unreal place. It's literally on the beach, but it's in the north of Scotland, so the weather can't be exactly trusted. You can get 4 seasons in a day up there, but yeah, from going up to 51, obviously we only had the choice of 1 or 51, didn't we, on our dream
Yeah.
sheets? Because it was
Yeah.
taken on, and I didn't want to be on turn or anything like that again, and I wanted away. Heard good things about Lossing. One of the person I used to work with was a civvy. He was on 48 when they were up there years ago. So he kind of said, you'll like it there. And yeah, went up. We all kind of travelled up together straight after Phil Gunners. And then that kind of kicked in at how far it was, how long it took in a car, stuff like that. Got there. I think we all got there at about, it was just before midnight anyway. And then the sergeant had called and he was like, right, here are your rooms, kind of coming to work tomorrow, be there at this time. Yeah. Get up there, see it all in daylight. And you're like, oh, it's all right. Yeah, nice. Saw somebody from my hometown there. I'm like, hey, what, mate? How you doing? He's like, don't fucking talk to me. I'm like, right. This is how it is on unit then. And that, yeah, it was, put me back a bit. But he was having a laugh. Sprogs, aren't you? I kind of knew me role, as you do. Yeah, shit jobs, aren't you? Shit jobs, rushing up, doing all that. And it was good. They'd recently come back from Iraq, so they were kind of just getting ready to turn around for Afghan. So just carried on, as we did. New lads, luckily there was 4 of us on each of the flights. We weren't kind of all on one and then one person on another. It was split evenly. And I agree. I went straight to machine gun. I did, which I was buzzing about. And I walk in, you introduce yourself, Timmis, and then Timmy started from South Park.
That was inevitable, wasn't it? That was inevitable.
Yeah, but it's just all of them are Timmy. Like, is that your nickname? And we're like, no, my nickname Timo or whatever. Or whatever you give me now. I'm like, it's Timmy now. I'm like, yeah. I knew it would be because I didn't like it. That was it. I thought it looked cool. But it was good. I enjoyed it. I did my gun carders and stuff like that before we went away. And I was looking forward to going away. It's what you want. It's what you join up for. Why you want to go away. It was kind of good as well because none of them had done it. They'd all done Iraq, but no one had done Afghan yet. So it was kind of new for everyone. Everybody was learning, and obviously different threats for what Iraq was. I got that. It was you get all your documents checked, don't you, before you go away? You get all these checks, the medical, you get all your injections, all that stuff, don't you? Got to make sure you've got your ID card, your passport, and everything like that. And they're all in a little plastic case, aren't they? Well, mine went walking with my passport. Literally, we'd done a docs check on, I think it was a Thursday or the Friday before we deployed. The day we're deploying, we all got a kit on, we're all getting, because we were lucky enough to fly from Lossy. We could fly to go to Cyprus.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it wasn't that much of a ball ache to go to Bride and all that. But the go for a docs check, my passport ain't there. I'm like, hold on. I was like, I ain't got my passport. Who the fucking hell that with their hands up? I'm like,
Oh my God.
I was like, I've literally done the docs check and I haven't moved it since the last one. Go back. So I went to the cage, where all it was, ripped it apart, literally threw my locker, like just trying to look for it in case it got under. Went in the offices, nothing at all. So that was me, not playing. Literally, they sent me to Glasgow pretty much like 2 days after to get a passport there, and then so I literally missed 3 days. I think it was 3 days all in all, but I was on the shit list before I'd even got there.
Yeah, that is not the best start, is it?
No. So I was on the shit list straight away. But I got out there, kept my head down, did what I was told. And I did enjoy it. I learned a lot. There. I ended up driving for a lot of it as well. Obviously, rotations and stuff like that. Ended up driving one of the corporals and then kept driving, which was someone with an LMG. Obviously, crow cannon, you get on that and that's it. But now I was able to drive and I got to kind of learn different aspects of the job instead of being straight up on top cover or carrying all the kit and that, which I valued, to be honest, because it did help.
Yeah. So where was it? Where was the first one then? Was it? You say Afghan? Yeah.
Yeah, Kandahar.
Kandahar, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So what was your first thoughts on Kandahar then?
Say again.
What was your first thoughts when you arrived? Was it in the summer? Was it, or was it winter?
Yeah, I did summer tour. It was a summer tour. We went out in April, I think it was. April till March to September it was. Got off and was like, yeah, I've made it. We're here. And then you're kind of looking around, aren't you? Panicking a little bit. Like, all right, I'm here. I managed to find where I had to go to meet you and stuff like that. And then I was literally straight into all the briefs and everything with everyone. I didn't really necessarily miss too much. Obviously, you do your climatization stuff and that, don't you? And then when it started heating up, I'm like, yeah, this is hot.
Yeah.
And it was. It was because obviously being new and first tour and already on the ship list, I try and keep myself busy and not bring any more attention to myself. But it was a good tour. I mean, we lost Chris on our last patrol light, but apart from that, we had a couple of rockets coming onto the camp and stuff, and there was a lot of kind of close calls with them rockets and stuff like that. And yeah, it was a far the obvious. It was a good tour. I think I grew up a lot there. I kind of learned how it works when you're away. It's totally different to being back home, and you can't necessarily just kind of switch off, and you've got to kind of just keep going, haven't you? You can't.
Yeah.
You get your noddy jobs and stuff that you don't think you should be doing, but you do it. And just carry on, and yeah.
So you did 4 tours total, 3 in Afghan and 1 in Iraq. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, I did Kandahar twice. Well, I did Kandahar, then I did Bastion, not Bastion, sorry, Basra. Then I did Kandahar again and Bastion in 2012. Good. I think in Iraq we were using the Bulldogs, the 432s.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were in them. I was driving them, which I had to. I spent most of it was 2008 at bloody what's it called, Leconfield.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was I had to get my
It's for the
skills.
driving, isn't it? Leconfield.
Yeah, yeah. So I was there for a bit, and then we went on exercise for going for like a final Iraq thing, and nobody had been kind of selected to pick these vehicles or anything like that, like to drive them. Sorry. And then we got a meeting. It's like, right, all you lot are on this course. You've got to go down to Bovington near Weymouth. You've got like a fast track course to learn there, and then you're going out to Iraq. Like, oh, wow. That was a bit rubbish because I think about 80% of people had holidays before they were going on ops. They kind of booked them, which is daring, really, because of the obviously if you get shafted with course, you can't really say no, can you?
Service before self.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. But yeah, that's what it was. I lost a holiday. A couple of people lost the holidays. I only lost like the big fun and stuff, but it was a bit
Puts you in
annoying.
a bad
But these,
mood, doesn't it?
oh, sorry. But the instructors, they understood what had happened. They knew we were literally deploying a couple of days after we finished the course, and they kind of knew we've had holidays cancelled and stuff, and they were great. There was a lot of classroom work, but then a lot of hands-on, obviously learning parts of the engine and all this stuff and whatnot. But they did well. They kept us proper in amongst it, and I think the training that they gave us obviously was more than enough. I mean, come the end of the tour, I was driving the tank like we'd had an issue with some of the engine and stuff, and I literally had my hand in the engine with the throttle and just pulling that, and the engine here, driving it in Iraq and stuff. Whereas before, I wouldn't have a clue what, but we were looking in and like, oh, probably did. You used to learn it all. It was totally different tour to Afghan because there was, for me, per se, there was no foot patrols. I think I probably did about 4 the whole tour, which is unheard of. And it's just a different environment, completely different environment to what Afghan is. Different people, different feel to it as well. I didn't really like it. I preferred Afghan to Iraq. Don't know why. I don't know why. I think, but it's a weird one. Just a,
Maybe
that was
it was something to do with that bloody camp at CAF.
oh
like
yeah.
holiday park, wasn't it, on camp?
Well, I thought it was ridiculous. That was like Timmy Orton, Birkin.
Yeah. Do you ever see
Crazy.
that? There was a show on Channel 5, recorded while we were out there.
What the Rocking Hard Place thing.
I can't remember what it was called, but to be fair,
I
I
seen
mean,
bits of it.
it made it look it weren't a good portrayal. Like, made it look
No.
like what it was. It was American camp, with American franchises and all that kind of thing. But
Yeah.
it made it look like a holiday, and it was anything but. But there you go. It's one of those things.
That
I'd recommend it.
was,
I recommend it. It's some quite funny moments in there. Like
yeah.
some of our lads getting locked out their accommodation when we first arrived. It's fucking a joke. But yeah,
But no,
I mean,
that surprised me. That did. I mean, in Afghan, and his team, whatever it was called. I mean, they had everything there, didn't they? TGI Fridays and all that. I'm like, we're in a conflict here, and people are just having a three-course meal.
yeah, munching on a pizza.
Yeah, crazy. And then I thought, oh, not everywhere can be like that. Maybe it's just that camp. And then Basra, you get your bits there, don't you? You mean it's not as Americanized, is it? But then,
Yeah, no, it wasn't when we were there.
but then Bastion was. I had quite a bit there as well, which was surprising because
Yeah,
you can have a decent.
I didn't go to Bastion, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have. I don't really know, but I wouldn't have expected that. Not from what I've heard about Bastion, but yeah, learn something new every day, don't you?
Yeah.
So you did your 4 tours. How would you say you changed from, going from your first to eventually where you got? Am I right in saying you got aeromedied home after the last one?
I got airmedic twice.
Oh,
Third
did you?
and fourth.
Right, tell us a bit about that then.
Well, the third one is in 2010. It was a forward operating base that we used in the AO, and we were there. I think our turnaround was like 4 days in there, 4 days on patrols and whatever it was. I think it was 444. I was in there, and these diesel pressure cooker things.
Yeah.
There was a couple of them floating about, and they were being used for cooking. Yeah, you know where this is going to go.
got an idea.
So I had nothing to do with the cooking or anything like that. I'm just an innocent bystander that got absolutely blown up. But I was boxing. I was doing some pad work with my mate. I was boxing. So top off, got me shorts on. I think I got flip flops on or something. I come round and I'm like, what's everyone getting together? Communally, they all put the food together, don't they? You've got people in and about. If there's loads of people in, you get a decent bit of food, share it out. I was getting pasta and we're putting this in and we're putting this in. Oh, happy days. I look over, bang, just explode, and sets me on fire. Basically, I'm top of it, sets me on fire.
Wow.
I hit the floor, roll around in the dirt to put myself out. And I'm just there like that. People's hairs are all singed and everything like that. And then I'm just in shock. What the fucking hell's happened there? I'll get a fag out, spark my fag up, and the medic comes over. They're like, Timmy, you're literally smouldering. Are you okay? I'm like, leave me alone. I won't let no one near me until I've had my fag. And I was like, what happened there? I went, the pasta's gone up. The way they used the equipment was wrong. They put something on the outside and it just blew up. Yeah. So it was like all my front, all my back, up my neck, my arm.
Just laughable.
You've got to, because it was after just that time. But the thing is, the way it was done, if it had been turned 90 degrees to the left, the valve, well, it'd gone straight through me. It had gone straight through me. It had gone, the valve itself had gone through me and chest and blocked things. It had been forced through, like, into one of it. So
Jesus Christ.
it had gone straight through me. But yeah, it was horrendous. They were all the lads were there now with all the morphine and stuff, wanting to just smash me with it. I'm like, no. I'm having a fag. The sergeant comes up, he's all right. I'm like, yeah. And I was here in a bit, but I'm all right. Medic comes, starts kind of like helping me with it because it's all burned. It was like covered. And then I start kind of like going into shock. So I'm like doing it, like just twitching and not coming in and out of reality, really. They called a Black Hawk in. I got on the Black Hawk. Still no pain relief or anything like that. And then I was really struggling then. Had my last cig before I went on. Yeah. Not that you should do, but I did. And then when I got to the hospital, after the roll free, she tore over. I was like, tore over. Surely could clean up and that, and I'll be all right. Obviously, I can not go on patrols and everything, but I can do shit jobs and whatnot. Like, the minute the tour's done. What? Then they give me some pain relief and all that stuff, and then I was off my head. I ended up walking around the hospital. I ended up in this general's office, smoking a cigar. Don't know how I got there, don't know nothing. I've taken everything out of me and just gone walking. But yeah, he was all right with it. So, because I called home to my wife at the time, and she was just laughing. She was like, they keep stabbing me with things and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm no idea what I'm on about. And then when I get back, she's like, "Do you remember that phone call?" I'm like, "No." So yeah, that was how long was that into the tour? That was about 5 months, 4.5 months into the tour, 5 months into the tour.
Oh, so
And
you've done a good stint anyway.
It was literally coming up to my R&R, I think. You know, I think wanted longer for my R&R, didn't it? But no.
Of all the things that you, you could be sent home for.
Yeah. I know. An explosion. Nah. But no, it's mad. I didn't even get any of the pasta either. I didn't share any. Didn't even get any. Dipping me in there, probably.
Say again, sorry.
Probably dipping me in there. Because, like, my arms and side, it was just getting on it off. It was just looking at me dog.
So yeah, like I say, go back to the thing. So how did all this impact you, and how did you change from the first to the last tour?
The first tour, I did grow up a lot in myself. You've got people's lives in your hands, basically. Yeah. Decisions you make, like the VPs or something like that. They had any slight, unsurities, and it could get someone hurt. So that kind of made me realise and grow up. And then when we lost Chris, it was literally on the way back into Kandahar, and he was a vehicle in front of me, and then it went bang. That kind of brought it home. Shit, it's not playing anymore. It's real. Yeah, that wasn't good. I think because at the end, I know it's not good to lose someone ever, but because we were literally going in on our last patrol, and that's what makes it worse. I think that hit hard. And finally realizing that people can and do die, and yeah, that that did
I
it.
suppose
Put
at
me
that
back.
point you're already thinking at home, aren't you? You're already thinking you're almost there, and yeah.
Yeah,
Like you
most
said, there's no
definitely.
perfect time to lose someone,
No,
but yeah,
but
just have
that
to
was
do it.
and then from there, I think because of that, I kind of for the other Iraq tours and that, I was always kind of on the ball. I was always aware of stuff. I knew how no notice of something that even so small can affect things. So I think obviously the more I went into my career and obviously went up through the ranks, that went on to my peers as well. I kind of put that home that it can happen, it can change just like that. You can't really switch off. You can't. And yeah, that you did. It kind of helped me go through. Obviously, like I said, the '08 tour was just a glorified taxi driver. To be honest, that's all I did in Iraq. Um, the 2010, obviously before the incident, I was learning the role. Um, Putting me one up properly, getting involved in some of the conversations and decision making. You know, you've kind of gone up a level now. You're not quite there, but you're being asked about your input. And I think it was at that point I kind of thought, right, I'm going to be kind of doing promotion courses and that soon. You know, you can feel it because before at some point in my career I didn't really care for that. As such. Um, but yeah, then obviously 2010, then 2012. Can I just let my dog out?
Yeah, yeah. I'll tell you what, mate. I'm just going to nip to the loo. All right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mhm.
All right, mate. Sorry about that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you're saying 2012? You moved on to 2012.
Yeah. Yeah. So 20, obviously 2011, I did my lads jab and corporal pretty much back to back. Um, Spent most of 2011 away from Lossie because that didn't help me and the wife. And then obviously 2012, that come up. That was I was I was a lance corporal at the time. I hadn't been fully made up, and me and one of the lads we were out there. We'd been made up. I think about a month into the tour, like actually promoted. It weren't acting. It was actually in place promotion for tour, which was ideal really. So then, obviously, it's a lot more responsibility for myself and whatnot, which was good. It was a good tour. A few things had happened, obviously, because we're at Bastion, we're further south. Obviously, there was a bit more, I don't know, Like, some places weren't as friendly as up north. But yeah, 2012 was, yeah, there was bits happening throughout the squadron anyway, with IED hits and contacts and stuff like that. And it basically gone quiet. And then the attack on Bastion, I was on camp QRF command for that. And yeah, that obviously you've heard the story.
This was when the 15 insurgents attacked the base.
Yeah. So we'd heard a bit of commotion. We just thought it was a night range or something like that. Water's going up or something. So we're all locked in and something isn't quite right. And then the comms go, I get to where I had to go for a brief off. Well, at the time as a CO. He was there, so I was like, right. I had another corporal with me, I had a medic, a few lads. But that was just us, and they were basically saying, like, this is what's happened. They've had some small arms fire from over there. Can you go over? I was like, yeah, who am I liaising with? Who initial guy, who's been in contact with them? Have they secured the area, whatnot? And we didn't really know. They just had to go see the US Marines. They were at a certain point on the camp. So we went over. We were only in a snap vehicle, just on base in it. We don't need anything. Start speaking to this US Marine staff sergeant was trying to get the gen, trying to see where his men are, where his last man is, first man. I was like, we'll go up. Just don't go past this point, don't bypass that point, and link in with this guy. As soon as I started that, it just opened up. Right, firing over our heads and stuff. I'm on comms then to obviously the main plot zero. Trying to give a description. I couldn't see anyone. They'd hid themselves away, shooting. So we went up onto this bit of high ground, and that was a kill zone. It all went off there. Then we had off base patrols coming in at the same time, so I was speaking to them as well as zero, not to approach from certain ways. And then once their jackal come, they brought out the RPGs and grenades and stuff like that. Yeah, I think it was a common that I obviously fell for. I think, and then yeah, we had casualties started when other call signs were coming. Casualties started. We were taking cover behind the jackal. The RPG hit the vehicle. I felt burning up me, but carried on. Started giving out fire control orders and stuff, and trying to basically form a baseline. But because we didn't know 100% where they were, these Taliban do a couple of places in depth as well. It was difficult. And then at this point, my sergeant had turned up with his call sign, and it kind of went from there. But we had 2 casualties, or 3 casualties, or 3 casualties initially. I was treating one behind the jackal. Another one was getting treated, and then we had more medical help further back. So it was probably like 100 meters down the road. But luckily, you could go into some dead ground and kind of get out of there. So I got Ollie, ran out with him, did the handover with the medic, and then went back. Obviously, it's my vehicle, I'm in charge of the people. And at this point, my sergeant had kind of got the enemy position, gone in. He had air support as well. And because the vehicle that we were in, I kind of got my lot pulled back, did an ammunition kind of resupply, and then come back and kind of joined on, carried it on basically. But yeah, I got hurt in that. I got hurt in that, and then didn't realise several hours after that I had been hurt. I'd strapped my legs to my bollocks, fractured my ankle. But I was just carrying on that. The adrenaline.
Adrenaline.
Yeah. And it was horrible. It was just the intensity of it. I always think that it's me kind of falling for the bait as such. If I hadn't gone up to that bit of high ground, would there have been that many casualties? But then there was no other way to get there. So
there was a lot of confusion around it as well, wasn't there? Because am I right in thinking they were dressed as Marines? Is that right?
Yeah.
Did that play a part in any confusion, or was it, was it quite obvious what was happening?
Yeah, it was where it was. I think initially it wasn't, because we were working with US Marines. The uniform was different what they were wearing, but you're still gonna have a second look on it, like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And our initial kind of chat to the US Marines of where their last man was and stuff was all good for, say, from my right arm onwards, but it was just the stuff that was at the top, because I think there was two different lots of where they were. So when the other lads went that other side, I think that would have been difficult for them there. But it was because of like they were using like the bomb shelters, but they were using the fire that they caused as cover. So that was all lit up, and it was near us, lighting us up, and there in the shadows. It kind of fitted well with what they did, basically. Like it was a come on, that's the position, we'll light them up, and then it was weird. It was weird.
The thing is, I mean, you've got to make decisions, haven't you? Snap decisions. So you can second guess things, but you have to make that decision.
Yeah, and that's it. And I think because at the time we got a couple of casualties had been shot. My dad, he had shrapnel and everything wrong. His study had shrapnel. I think it was like 7 of us in roll 3 at the end of it all. And it's the split-second decision. If I hadn't have done that, what would have happened? If I hadn't have gone that way, what would have happened? But chatting to some of the other lads that obviously were there, and commanders as well, they kind of like your drills and all that, second nature, aren't they? You do them that often, and they wouldn't have done any difference to where I went or anything like that. So it's kind of
that gives you some sort of reassurance, gives you a little bit of peace of mind.
Because it does beat me up. It has done for years. Luckily, no one did that, but life-changing injuries and stuff, know I'm still here, man. Still, if I could have made that decision a bit better and no one got hurt, then I don't know.
Yeah, I get the turmoil. You kind of have to look at it as well as, you know, you have to make those decisions, and you know you're in a war zone, and the reality is people get hurt, don't they? And you know you can do things differently, but who's to say anything else would have changed? You know, it's a battle that you're always having, isn't it? And it's a battle that you're always going to have. So that obviously sticks with you, and you know, it's. I was never in a command position, you know, but I was in difficult scenarios and stuff like that, and you know, the wrong turn here might have changed something. You know, it's something that always plays on your mind, isn't it? What if and everything like that. But you can only do what you can do in the moment, can't you? So no matter what people tell you, you're always going to have that in a battle, aren't you?
Yeah, and that's obviously over the last years. That's what's been there. That's the one thing that kind of don't give up. Be in a battle with yourself. It's weird. Even though you can be happy or whatever, it's always there. Where it's horrible. It is.
So following that, is that the reason you're aeromedded home? Obviously, being hit with the shrapnel, broken ankle, everything that you were sent home direct from that.
Yeah, luckily, my daughter was born a couple of weeks after that. Because there was talk about trying to get me back for her obviously being born. So I'd gone through the process of everything, of letting them know straight away. I was like, "Did you? I'll do the tour, not do me an hour last or something, so I can just come back." So I could see the birth of my daughter. Um, but yeah, they were struggling. They didn't have the flight. They forgot. Other little bits and bobs started to happen. I'm like, I will get home. I will get home. I'd have broke my arm or leg. I've got someone to do it. I would have. But
It's
obviously,
a lot. It's another thing to deal with, though, isn't it? It's another thing to cope with.
yeah,
On top of everything else, it's just it's so many different scenarios and things that that are running through people's minds. Like it's
yeah.
so much to deal with that I think it's underestimated.
Well, the 2011, I mean, you got married in 2010. 2011, because of the courses that I did my FG1 and 2 back to back. Straight after that, I did my gun commander course. And then I did another one straight after. So for the first 12 months of my marriage, I saw her for about 4 weeks. And I know some people might be happy with that. I wasn't. Cause
You don't get
it
married
just,
to see people for 4 weeks of the year, do you?
she just moved to Scotland. So we got an house up there and whole new world for her. And I'm like, right, I'm off. I'm getting on a course and I'll be back whenever. But because it is lost, he is that far away, isn't it? Did you ever get to go there?
I didn't go up to Lossy. No, I think the highest I went was Otterburn, to be honest. But
But
no, I mean,
no,
the thought of going to Lossy did not appeal to me at all. Like you said, you it had that appeal for you, but it wasn't the same for me. I had no interest in going up
yeah,
there.
it is good. I mean, I still go up. I still travel every other year. I'll go up with my daughter, and we'll go to the restaurant we like, the cafe, or the ice cream shop we like. And good to see some of the locals as well that I can remember made friends with over the years, and I'm still chatting. When they
Well, it's your home, isn't it? It's your home
yeah,
essentially for a while. So yeah.
yeah, but but yeah, I've gone off there, gone off. But yeah, it was what was his name? 2011. I spent 4 weeks away, And then the 2012, it was almost the same. It was almost the same. So obviously you've got your exercises and all that before you go away, haven't you? For a few weeks, you get a step, and then a couple of weeks, and then you're away.
Yeah.
So the first 2 years, it was, I'd already seen it. And then this is what went into our marriage, basically. I obviously come back from Bastion, just, I thought I was okay. And mine happened fairly quick, to be honest. My kind of episode. It was, I was in the pub, and I just was drinking, as I did, and then just lost it by headbutting the bar, headbutting the wall, just going. Took 4 lads to get me home. I woke up in the morning and I trashed me out, and I'm just like, what's going on here? Don't
Was
recall.
there anything that triggered it, or was it just?
Don't know. Really don't know. To be honest, I don't know the initial trigger and losing it like that. But I've made a mess of everything and myself, basically. And that's when the drink started happening, like a lot more than it was. I mean, I never used to drink before I joined up, really. Going to Lossy, no one goes home, ever. It's like 24/7, like holiday up there. If it's decent weather and that, and the barbecues are outside, and all that, it's days. So, yeah, I kind of hit the drink. I was finding excuses to, to go out, and then I didn't need an excuse. I was just out. Um, just had a daughter. Her and her mum had a traumatic birth. They both went through it on the way here. They probably almost didn't make it because it was that stressful. When I had that, obviously, I just went bang with everything. I said, I was horrible to my wife, and all she'd done is stuck by me and bettered me. Um, didn't want to know. She kind of, she wanted to help. She obviously did. Her mum, her mum was an alcoholic, so she could see everything. Um, and then I was going through it all. I'd go work. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't not go work. I'd go work, probably pissed. And yeah, I'd do my work and I'd train hard. I was still boxing at the time as well. But the second I finished, it was drink, 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 drink. And it was like every day, every day.
So when you were drinking, what was it? What was the? Obviously, you've been through a lot, but what was the thing that was taking you to that? Was it obviously you're trying to escape something, aren't you? I'd imagine.
Yeah, I was. I preferred to be pissed. I preferred, it was a weird one. I preferred who I was when I was pissed. I could block out stuff that had happened, and I was just a cheeky chappy again, no cares, and just I thought I was awesome. I did.
Yeah, and then when you obviously the next day you've got the reality of life hitting you again, and try to get
Yeah,
back to that.
it's like I'd wake up Sunday and my wife wouldn't be in bed, or they wouldn't be there, they wouldn't be at the house. Um, I'd wake up and I'd been fighting. You know, I'd just spent years and years of like calming myself down and discipline and all this stuff from what I was, probably what you remember of basic training. You know, it's just a nightmare. And then all I wanted to do was drink and kind of drown my sorrows, just to get away from the shit, basically. I couldn't deploy, so that was another thing. I'd been put on a shit. I've been rubber gunned. So that kind of beat me up a bit. I was like, I can't even deploy now. I can't even do what I joined up to do. So then I'm beating
Was this
myself
down to
up.
the injuries that you'd had?
Yeah, and because I was doing some counselling as well, and my meds that I was on, they put me on a load of meds. And because of all that, yeah, I couldn't deploy. Which then wound me up because I was beating myself up, thinking it was my own fault. My decisions have got me to this point. This is me beating myself up, so I need to kind of get out of it. And I was getting, it took me a while, but I did go to the mental health nurse through my wife, and she come in, we did some sessions and that together, and I was doing it. It was a couple of times a week, and yeah, I'd never done anything like that before, and I was kind of.
What made you recognise the need for it? Did the pattern of just, getting shit-faced just eventually catch up to you, or was it affecting you? Obviously, you say it affected your marriage, but it affected your work life as well. And
Kind of.
how did it come to a head, basically, for you to make that decision to recognise that you needed that help?
I'd basically given up on my marriage. This is in like 2013, 2014. I'd pretty much like given up on my marriage. Kind of everything could be solved by this, basically. Vicky, like my wife, she obviously went through that with her mum. I've kind of been through with my mum and dad as well. But it was just me. I know I got arrested one night. I think that's what it was. Where I was like, right. And then I didn't want to lose my wife or anything like that. I didn't. And I thought, I've got to try and do something. And then I went to the mental health team, and it was hard. I didn't really want to do it. So when you don't really want to do something like that, and a lot of it is about talking, you pretty much put you need to talk.
Yeah.
So even though I was going, I could be there for a couple of hours. Not a lot would get said, even though she was would try spot conversations about neutral things, like both of us have in common, and then to try and change it or stuff like that. I wasn't interested. I took my wife, we had a sat down in a chat, and I heard her getting questions and how she answered it. It kind of hit home that if she can do this, I've been here many a time, I can't. And I kind of opened up a bit. Yeah. But then they put me on a load of tablets and stuff, and that's when all my nightmares, because I deal with nightmares and stuff, and voices and that. But I think it was all from my medication, to be honest. I was on there. I mean, I was on like 4 different ones a day for certain things. And this was when I was training. I was just a zombie. I was like, I just couldn't function, couldn't do anything. Trying to work, and this is what it affected your work. This was, and I was like, I can't be on these. I was like, I'm keeping busy. I'm doing this, and that's when my boxing went through the roof as well. I kind of upped my boxing output. I was fighting every couple of weeks, just to train, keep yourself busy, and it was all going kind of all right. I kind of felt like it was under control. The drinking had stopped because of the boxing. Um, Obviously, weight control and all that stuff. I was dieting, and I was kind of bringing it all back to a road where I kind of knew what I was doing. Then, obviously, the 51 deployed. Then they went back to Bastion. I can't deploy, and my boxing coach was a sergeant at the DDT at Lossy. He goes, "Come down here instead of just wasting your time up there." I'm like, "Yeah, I do. I want to come down." And he was ace. He put me through a load of my courses, the instructor courses, pretty much so I could do everything there. Yeah, my time there, even though I was struggling, it was a different aspect of soldiering, and given my experiences, of course, helping people. Obviously, it was mainly the blue side that I was teaching, and I knew a lot of them from the bar and stuff anyway. They were like, "Oh no, you teaching on?" Like, "Yeah, I am." Better fucking look your ideas up now. Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it, and I think with the treatment I was then getting and the kind of workload and my boxing, and my wife and child, I should put them on there. It was kind of good. It was. I wasn't struggling that much, and then as soon as my unit come back, it was like, all right, back you come. Well, I've done all these courses to be an instructor. I'm due a posting, and I just not move here. Like, nope, no, you can't. Get up here. You can be the trainer. Yeah, up here. Right, okay. And then, yeah, training NCO on the squadron full of gunners. Don't matter, does it? They're just going to fuck about, and it's a different way of teaching, isn't it? A different way. But yeah, I got given certain roles, certain stuff to do, and I was like, I was with. I moved back onto camp. I wasn't actually living with my ex-wife. Um, she'd said basically she's moving back home. It's done, and I was like, yeah, I kind of got that. Um, and that kind of made me realize that like you just lost like however many years of your life, and your daughter's going like shit. And I kind of had a week or so at squadron, think about what I'd actually sacrificed and stuff like that. I'd seen people going out and being treated like that. And yeah, I kind of put my papers in on stick for freedom. I hadn't really spoke to anyone about it. I think it was a bit of a shock to a lot of people, and it was a mix of me head not being in the right spot, the way I could see the regiment going and tours slowing down, operations slowing down and stuff, and certain things you can and can't do. And I was just like, this ain't for me anymore. It's not the same. It's not the same. And I spat me dummy out about the old GDT thing. But I'd spent 6 months doing all these courses and stuff to do that. Well, it just made me realise that no matter what you do, it doesn't matter what you do. You could be the best person in the world. You're just a number, and they will move you from place to place, and that's it. Well, and that was it.
Yeah, I think that that realization comes to everybody at one point, doesn't it? That
Yeah,
you are basically a pawn, and they'll use you however they like.
yeah, and that's it. And that
You know,
was it.
while you were going through all this, did you have anyone on the squadron who you could confide in, or was it just yourself and your wife who were dealing with it together?
Yeah, I mean,
Or is it just pride in, a similar thing to the majority of people who I speak to, just keep it to yourself until it's the point where you
there was a
can't?
lot of that. There was a lot of that of keeping it to myself, but I couldn't hide it. I couldn't hide it. It was, if me say, the group of lads I usually go on the piss with and stuff, if none of them can come out, I'd be at the bar anyway. So I kind of realised I don't need to involve anyone now. I'm kind of doing it on my own, and I'm like, but everyone could see that I was pissed all the time, and it wasn't even like a little bit. It was the next level. Like, you should be locked up for getting that job, but the next day I'll be at work and I'll do a 20 mile or something stupid like that, and I'll be fine. Like,
It just makes me wonder if it was like such an obvious thing. Why did nobody kind of grab you by the fucking neck and just say, "Come
well,
on"?
I mean, some of the lads did. They're like, "You're struggling and all this." I'm like, "Yeah," and your marriage is kind of fucked, but they knew that. They knew that. I think one of the times where I was in a pub, I just nipped in to see the lad. I ended up staying, getting pissed, and then my wife was, I didn't even know my wife was behind me, and I'm like, "Hey, get the drinks in and all this," and then I ended up
Yeah.
doing it, and they're just like, behind you, mate, don't give a fuck. And it was horrible. It was horrible. It was just drink, drink, drink. But it was when there was a lot of like the mental health stuff was just coming in, and you get like one person off each section who, what's it called? I don't think what it's called now. Like trim training or something like that. Do
I
you
know what
remember?
you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So basically, they were put a couple on each like section, and I think that was their kind of cover then. Or if you've got any problems, speak to them. No, one of the officers, he did go out his way and have a chat with me, um, and yeah, he kind of put it in perspective, not as an officer, as a bloke, as a bloke, like, and went for a walk down the beach, bit day, you know, two blokes walking down the beach down the night, but he, he was dead approachable. I mean, he's approachable bloke anyway. He was, um, but he just said it. This is how it is. Like, this is what's got to happen now. And it's what I knew. It's what I knew in myself, and it's kind of me. But it was me. And it's only me that can get a grip, get a grip with myself to pull myself through. And yeah, I think once my papers went in, the same officer was like, is this what you need to do with it? I'm like, I think it is. And I had a plan in my head what I was going to do. I had a plan in my head what I was going to do. It was just almost a decade of my life. Just, I knew I was going to go back in. I knew that, back to square one. 10 years ago. But I had difficulty when I kind of first left. I basically had trouble getting somewhere to live. I had one place, and the landlord basically just changed all the rent and everything like that, and got rid. I think he sold up the property or something. I was bullied for ages, and then that with working and stuff. Because when I did this, put my PVR in with all the leave that I'd accumulated and resettlement and that, I think I only had like 12 weeks at work. Something stupid like that. Yeah.
That's a quick turnaround, isn't it? When you expect to, have the best part of a year, probably.
It was, and I was just like, no, this is real now. Like, obviously,
did you have anything in place in terms of courses or anything?
No, because I didn't understand how it all worked, didn't I?
Yeah.
You get told, oh, you've got all these learning credits and all that. Yeah, but you go down there, which I had done, and they spoke to you like shit. Like, how do you not know about this? Well, we don't get told. I was like,
no.
What can I do, and how do I get it back, and this, that, and the other? And I just got that frustrated with them. Fuck off. I was like, no, what? Fucking keep it. I was like, if he's so up himself and kicking off about things that I don't understand, just keep them. It's something I do.
It's ridiculous when you think you've just done, like you say, best part of 10 years and you kind of don't have that support.
No. But, I mean, yeah. So, like I said, a few weeks in that, and they, what was it, 12 weeks and gone? I mean, they got me a Gizzit, a little Quake, and they got me machine gunner, the SS setup. And they got me that, and I had a bit of a decent presentation, to be fair. And went on the piss. And it was like, we got told there's no, because of the people that are going, it wasn't just the NCOs, it was like senior NCOs and officers. So they tried stopping the younger lads from going. I was like, fuck off. I was like, I work with these every day. I was like, everyone's coming. I don't care. Like, it's my last night. Anyway, go on the piss. Felt fed. Jaeger bomb after Jaeger bomb. It's just, they're just coming. I'm too stupid to say no. And I don't even remember 2 hours into the night. I don't remember 2 hours into the night. I remember waking up in the police station. Again.
On your last day.
Yeah, but it was alright. There he goes. I know you haven't done it. You actually tried calming it down, apparently. I was like, but you're here because you're relaxed. They can't do anything. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, the beast in them when you get back. I'm like, who's here? I had a look here and I'm like, oh. I was just like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, last night. But yeah, that was the last night. But then, like I said, I got my out date was the January 28th, 2015, and that's my birthday. So at that point, it was like, you're a civic, not a number anymore, you're a civic.
Yeah.
So that was a bit of a weird birthday, knowing that was no longer Kilo 8517625. I've got a name now. So it was nice.
So I like to say you struggled with the the transition in terms of where you were living and everything like that. But what about the people? Like your mates and your siblings. How did you interact with them, or was it? Because obviously you're still struggling with the alcohol and the issues you're having. Did you put any trust in any of them, or?
There was bits. There was bits. More so wasn't even mostly my brothers. I mean, they knew bits of what had happened and what I'd done and whatnot. Um, and they kind of knew what was going on in my head because they could see it. But all I thought was I've missed 10 years of brothers kind of childhood. There's two of them. They were only still young. They were in hard
Oh, right.
They were in like 8 or 9 when I joined up.
Right, okay.
I completely missed their childhood, so I kind of didn't want to put on them. I mean, they were a lot older then, but I didn't want to put on them about whatever when I need to catch up 10 years with them. And two of them wanted to join up as well. None for the last leg, you know. One wanted to go Paris and one wanted to be a weapon system operator. I don't know where. I'm going anyway. But yeah, so I kind of didn't want to talk about it too badly or whatever and put them off. Because it wouldn't have been fair for them, really, even seeing the like that. Obviously being aero medic twice, obviously not for really serious cases, but they've gone through that twice where they've had to come to Sally Oak and see me again. Like, hello, I'm hurting one. But the transition, I mean, the people, I struggled with working and working like a soldier and working like a civilian. It's two totally different ones. My way of thinking now is still very military oriented, right? But work ethics and work rates of a lot of civvies I've worked with it's wound me up, and I found out with a lot of people about it. Just that's work.
You feel there's a like disconnect between, how you kind of deal with civvies in that respect.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad at first. And my dog's just jumped up, mate. So anyway. Yeah, it was just, I don't know. Oh, I can't do this because HR says that.
Yeah.
Or
Politics. Dealing with
politics.
all the politics.
Politics. And it's like, mate, it's just moving a box. Yeah, but I haven't done my course, so I can't move a box. Give it here. Get out of my fucking way. Give it here. Like stuff like that. And so you need to be signed off to show that you can lift the box or do this or do that. And it's just get out of the way. Get out of the way. People that don't work as well. Like, not so people that don't work. When you're at work ethic at work, where you just want to doss them. And yes, we've all done that, haven't we? We all do that. But when you go out of your way every day to do that, you're not there to work. And I found out with people about it. Fuck off, then. Go on. You know the goals. I want workers. I don't want, I work as hard as anybody wants. But, not anyone that wants a free ride.
The thing is, mate, you can't control what other people do. So
no,
that's a bit of torment that you're just going to have to deal with.
It is. But
so
I mean,
yeah. So moving on then, right? So when you did start getting into work and dealing with all that, and you still got these issues, how you controlled that since? I know you still struggle at times, but how are you controlling it? How are you managing the situations when you do find yourself in those difficult times? And what are the thoughts that do come back into your head?
well, the thoughts, I mean, bits and bobs of just what I've done out there. There's a face or two faces that are just constantly pain. constantly there. I mean, I have a reoccurring nightmare, which is no matter where I am, I've moved house probably 3 times since I left the military. Still in the same area, but
Yeah.
a nightmare of just 2 of the faces that I'd seen in Afghan, picked up heads and moved body parts and stuff like that. Yeah, then just they try getting me out wherever I am. It happened when I was on camp, on Mossy, it happened at my other previous houses. It doesn't matter where I am, something in my brain that knows they're trying to get in. Like a zombie film or something like that. Just trying to get in. I've woke up many times with weapons next to my bed and stuff like that, and holes in the wall where I've been asleep and just hit the wall through, or bits like that. But then I could wake up looking out my window, like I was in my dream looking out my window. I can wake up looking out my window and just be frozen to the spot. Bizarre, bizarre, and that's one of the one things where I kind of know something's coming, some build up of whatnot. I've had, say for instance, when I've left, I've had a pretty stressful job, to be honest. I think most jobs are stressful these days. And I was travelling to and from London quite a bit, working stupid hours, and then I thought I'll just take some other hours on it, the pub, just to keep me ticking over. I was in there anyway. I mean, I worked there. And then that all got a bit mental, to be honest. The nightmare started. Obviously, the lack of sleep through all the stresses of work, and the anger comes back then, like tenfold. I can't. I just lock myself away. It's just safer for everybody. I just lock myself away. And it was, yeah, I could feel something. I don't know, something was building anyway. And then I went away with my best mate. I went to his mum's house in France. Met his mum, stepdad, proper get together. And then when I'm out there, I get a message about my youngest brother. He's missing and all this. And I'm like, here we go. He finished work Friday and you'll see him Sunday night. That was it. That was a normal day. He'd be on the piss and just doing what he does. Anyway, I got a message and I'm like, all right. I made 2 phone calls, found out where he was, who he was with, and all that. And then spoke to me mum. I was like, he was here, he was there. I was like, I'm in France. I was like, I'm not even in England, but I'm on my way back. Like, yeah. Anyway, get off the plane. First call I get, my brother, he died. Man. And that was it. And my head went, and hit the drink again, hit everything. I ended up in a mental hospital around here for a bit. Mental. I don't even know what they're called anymore. Mental health, like, yeah, I ended up in there. But because of all the lockdowns and stuff, I was less priority. I could go out if I had somewhere to go. But at the time, I didn't have a house or anything like that. Chris, you asked me, kind of put me in. lived with him for ages. 12 months almost. I think that's what I was getting sorted. I was going through all the process of my mental health care and housing and whatnot. But he got me off my meds because that's what was fucking me up. He helped me. Yeah, he that blow from my brother, like him dying, that could have gone wrong. I tried to kill himself. I did. Failed, thankfully. And then, yeah, Chris, he and his son, and his wife there, and they took me in straight away like that. They were us, put me in, blah, blah. And even though he's my best mate and stuff like that, kind of put me back, kind of like, people are nice, like that. People are nice. I knew he was and stuff, but that point in my life, and he was going through shit as well with family issues, and his mum had not long died, and yeah, he helped me through a lot at the initial kind of, I don't know, the difficulties that I was having. And then when I got my house, the house that I'm in now, I've been here 5.5 years. Yeah, I kind of got into a routine of things and knew where everything was going. The doctors were kind of, they're all trying the same, and then I get to work and be decorating, I'm doing everything, clean house and all that stuff. And yeah, it was good. And then the rotation of the old stuff building up, the nightmares are starting, the lack of sleep, it all happens again. And I kind of speak to the doctors, they come out, because I get 2 doctors a week. They come out and chat to me, go over things. I do a lot of meditation and stuff like that. I don't think you'd ever like hear me saying that years ago, would you?
No, mate. I know there's a lot of benefits in stuff like that.
Yeah, it works.
I mean, I didn't know that about your brother, so I'm personally like really sorry to hear that. Yeah, I can imagine on top of everything else you're dealing with, that sent you to the edge, like you say, and
Yeah.
the reasons for it.
But yeah, it was the meditation side works. When the doctor first said it, I laughed. I struggle to sit still, let alone calm my breathing, everything down to like relaxation level 0. He's like, just try it. I did, and to be honest, I felt stoned. I felt stoned. I finished, and I was that relaxed. I was like, oh. I like that, and I do all the time. I do it a couple of times a week, and it works. But I've done, because I did some anger classes and stuff like that as well, and I've done quite a bit. I mean, I can't say I haven't had help, because I have. But the one thing that I have had is like basic. They can just give me a basic 12 hours reviews, and then they'll pass me to someone else, and then they'll pass me to somebody else, and then they'll pass me. Keep them out, and then I lost my head big time at repeating myself. I was like,
Yeah.
how have you not got these records about what I've been through and what I've done and all that? And this is two doctors that have come to my house. I was like, how? I was like, I'm not repeating myself again. I was like, 20 different doctors I've repeated myself to do. And
You get to the point, don't you, where you kind of don't want to do it again, I guess.
And they were like, well, we haven't got the relevant paperwork. So I just literally went onto my fridge, I had my file of medical records, fucking read that. I was like, that's what you should be doing before you come out and fucking speak to me. And then they didn't come back, funny enough. They didn't come back. But I'd lost my head. I was going around in circles and circles and circles. And I was fed up of being told you need medication for it. I don't need medication for it at all. And they kept trying to push it on me. And I was like, I was on him for this long. And they made me ill. And they did. And I think they made me worse, to be honest. I think you can ask when I was working in the military when I was on him. I was probably 50% of the person that you'd normally get. And when you're teaching and stuff, you don't want someone who's not there. You want someone that's got a bit about them and can keep you entertained for the lesson, don't you? So yeah, it was that basically. That with the drink as well. I'm not going to deny that. That did really, really hit the drink hard. Now I barely drink. I can go out for a couple. I'd rather go for a couple lunchtime, like on a Saturday, and then come back.
That's because you're getting older.
Yeah. But no, that's if I can get out, because with all this has come the anxiety and all other things where I have locked myself away for that long that I don't go out. And then when I do go out, everything's just on top of me and I lose my head and I just
don't enjoy it.
No. And then the doctor mentioned the dog and got the dog. He's just a lady.
Looks comfortable enough with you there. I've got two next to me asleep.
But he's got me out. I mean, I do a lot of. It's not that I don't exercise or go out or anything. I do a lot of walking. Still do a lot of walking, a lot of running. I started playing footy briefly, but I don't know how long I'll be able to do that because it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've done a bit. You know, I've kept sitting healthy. No matter walk, I think I'm just with a dog.
Yeah, it's just fine. It's like you say, it's finding the balance in it and finding something that you can use and utilize more often than not. Because if the social environment ain't working for you, then maybe just like you say, a little peaceful walk or a jog. Don't look like he's ready to do one, but it can always help. I find that sometimes you just need a break, and a walk on the beach or something is it's great for me. I've not had the struggles you've had. Don't get me wrong, but just to give a refresh and stuff like that.
I mean, round here where I am, there's plenty of walks available, and that it's beautiful around. I'm lucky enough to have a bit of greenery around, but it's a bit boring on your own after a bit when you've been doing it for years and years and years. And yeah, when he wants to walk, he's enough. And that's been one of the main factors, really. I mean, apart from me walking and football and stuff, I don't know. There's not a lot of stuff that I do, really. Obviously, putting myself away in my house. I mean, I'm learning to tattoo. I've been learning to tattoo for a bit. That's me own little.
I see a bit of the ink on the old hands there.
Yeah, I'm coming down. I am coming down.
Is that something you might want to pursue then, is it? Or is it just a kind of pastime?
Funnily enough, I did when I was leaving. And my ex-wife had got me a kit and everything like that. And I went to the place where you go when you're leaving, basically, to try and get your course credit. I was like, do you do anything like a tattoo course? And they're just like, no, not at all. And I'm like, I tried. But no, I do.
You tried.
Yeah, but I mean, I do a lot of drawing, painting, and teach myself tattooing that. Whether I do that, I don't know. I just cover myself and people. I don't know. I'd like to.
No, but
I
it's
would
something.
like
It's
to.
something that you can like. I do. I went to art college and stuff like that, so I know the benefits of that in itself because it gives you a focus and attention away from regular just thinking about stuff that's playing on your mind all the time. It gives you that
Yeah.
focus. So currently you're not working like you've said. You know, you're still working on yourself, and what does that entail? Like you say, every couple of years you kind of go in these cycles. Do you see, or with the help that you do have, and do you see an end to that, or do you think it's just going to be a repetition? The things that you're putting in place, do you think they're going to help you moving forward?
I hope so. I mean, it's as you were saying with Tom Burgess, like he does that thing, doesn't he? Where the fully, you've got to be fully
Save a
clean, haven't you?
warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to be fully clean in that, and you got to be honest about what you want. I wasn't for 20, 2012 till from 2020, from 10 years of receiving treatment and that. I wasn't honest, if that makes sense. I was kind of rushing it just to get back, and then I can put it to the back of my head. Once I'm at this point, I'm fine. And the last time that happened, I ended up fighting with somebody at a job. Um, and then left the job. So, I kind of thought, I need to sort my head out properly. I need to stop cutting everything short and do it for me, for my daughter as well. She understands bits. She started acting more now. She's getting older. And I'll be honest with her, I will. But I don't know, there's stuff that obviously you might not like. Obviously, it's stuff concerning her, like me and her mom and bits and bobs. But I have explained as to why I'm not working now. I have done that to her, and I'm getting myself better, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing that, and I'm doing it properly. And I am doing it properly. I'm getting, like I say, some weeks I'll have the doctor out once, sometimes it'll be twice. It depends on what they've got booked in. But they give me tasks and stuff for the week and different things basically to like me channel my kind of my good thoughts and bring kind of my bad thoughts through with and kind of eradicate. But
Yeah.
it's not going to happen overnight. I know it's not.
No.
I just need to not rush because that's what I did all them when it first started to a couple of years ago. I was rushing it. And then I was drinking, doing all this, and I could just have like a couple more drinks. I could just do that. And I ain't being honest with myself or the doctors, or it was pointless, you know. Um, and then now I've kind of understood it all. I can't be doing that. I need to be. Need to knuckle down and basically just help us out. Help us
Yeah.
out.
That's it, mate. You've got a lot. You've got a lot of years left in you, haven't you? So it's
Yeah.
better to address it now. And
Yeah. But no, it's it's frustrating. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the anxiety, even for the doctor that say she comes out twice a week and she does that for a month. It's it's a good little kind of thing you've got going with your doctor. But then there's something still there where I'm like, even I say to her, I second guess what she's saying, and I'm like, well, you're just literally going to leave soon, and then I'm going to have to start all over again. And she's like, well, no, because of this. So I've still not fully let go. I have, but I'm just waiting for...
It's a big thing in it to open up,
Yeah,
and be vulnerable.
it is. And do you remember me from basic training? I wasn't that guy, was I? I was just the clown, pissed up clown.
Well, everyone puts on a mask, don't they? Everybody does it.
Yeah. And it's tricky. And like I said to you when we were chatting before this, that if it does help, even if my little rant or something does help someone, I hope it does, because, I've been through a lot, and the best thing I did was talk. I know it's simple. I know it is. It's just talk. Just rant, go on about something, and it will come out. It's just the initial doing it and manning up and a bit of pride. It doesn't really sit well, does it?
No. So I mean, you're obviously having this ongoing battle, but what would you say to someone who is maybe starting to feel, similar feelings? What would be your advice, having, put it off for 10 years, to try and maybe, really knuckle down and focus on it?
I just chat to the people in and around you that in your life a lot, that'll notice the changes. Because there will be changes. There'll be little telltales that you probably don't know about that people pick up on. If you can feel yourself kind of pulling yourself away from everything, don't. It's as easy as that is to say don't. Talk. But yeah, just talk. Talk. It
No,
it
I
took
think
me
it's important. Yeah, I think it's really important.
it took me that long to talk, and it, regardless of what it is or what little thing, whether it's big or small, they've probably heard it. It's not going to shock them. It's not going to... Just talk. Talk.
Yeah, be vulnerable. Be vulnerable, basically. Yeah, allow yourself to be. Yeah, I mean, it's a tough thing for anyone to do, and especially someone from the military who's got, like, been through everything, but you have to kind of put a face on and get on with it, as we're all told to do. It's not easy, is it? So, but I appreciate that it's an ongoing struggle and stuff like that. So we'll wrap it up, mate, and I'll just say thank you for being as honest and vulnerable as what you have been, mate. And I obviously wish you absolutely all the best, from every day-to-day basis. And if you ever need, just a message or anything like that, just feel free. I'm there. You've got my number, and if it'll help you, then I'm happy to help. So I hope it's given you a bit of a. I hope it's helped you somewhat in explaining what's happened to you and what you're going through and what you'll obviously inevitably go through for a little while longer. But hopefully you're on the right path, mate.
No, thank you. And honestly, thanks for having me on. I mean, obviously, I didn't watch it in order, but I didn't know you were doing them until I seen Willsey. And then I seen him, and then that got mentioned. I was like, all right. I looked for it, and then I've just gone through order. And yeah, keep it on, mate. They're right. They're all good. And if you want me on with a couple of others or whatever, then I'll come in. I'll give them shit and leave.
I might actually do that with you. You will do. I'll try and maybe get Cookie as well. Yeah. I know that he mentioned it last time, so it'd be nice to see us all together.
Have you spoken to Cookie at all? Have you spoken to him at all?
Not for a long time. I saw him actually. I was at the darts a few years ago, and I turned around and I've seen him. I can't remember if he was in a dress or something, but I turned around, I've seen him. I went, "What the fuck?" I went, "Cookie." He's gone, "Oh, he was on his stag do," and but just randomly bumped into him, and then I gave him my number. I said, "Oh, if you're out and about tomorrow night, I'll come and meet you." So I seen him on the Friday. I said, "If you're out and about, I'll come and see you." Anyway, got to about 11, 12 o'clock at night, never heard a peep, and then I'm getting phone calls off him. I'm like, I'm not going out now. Like, what are you doing?
How are
But
you,
no, I'm
Mark?
not spoken to him in a long time.
I haven't seen him since we met up in Nottingham for
For
Beardy's
the
group.
10-year. Yeah.
Yeah. That was,
God,
was
that's
that 2017, wasn't it?
coming up to 10 years.
That's what it says, only 10 years now. But yeah, that's the last time I've really seen anyone. You know?
Time flies, doesn't it, mate? Time flies.
Yeah.
But we'll have to try and figure something out. And yeah, like I say, even if I just get you and Wilsey on together, it'd be interesting.
It's funny, that one.
Yeah. All right, mate. Well, I'll leave you then, and I'll thank you again. So you take care, all right, pal.
Honestly, thanks very much, mate. Take care.
Cheers, mate. I'll see you in a bit.
Cheers, mate. See you in a bit. Bye, mate.